SpaceX is about to enter bear market territory. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions. And yes, even with markets pushing up 2.5% on the day, we are seeing SpaceX have one of its most aggressive sell-offs. Now, what exactly is happening? Well, the competitive companies to SpaceX are actually performing a lot better than SpaceX itself. It looks like the hype is finally beginning to fade. Again, from highs of $230 per share to now lows of, what was it that it hit exactly? It is 172. That is a 25% sell-off. Now, as of right now, it is only down 22%, officially putting it in bear market territory, losing more than 20% of its value from its previous all-time high. With that being said, does this have to continue? Well, it looks like people are beginning to take profits, and now this is even before the first tier of insiders that are allowed to sell, right? You guys know that, if I'm not mistaken, it's around early August that the first batch, I think it's 20 to 25%, will be allowed to actually exercise the right to sell SpaceX if they want to. That's an if, right? They don't have to. With that being said, I wanted to make sure that we talked about it. What happened? I thought everyone wanted to buy this $2 trillion company that loses $8 billion a year. Again, we made it very clear. This is not a stock that I would care to short, right? For those that are choosing to trade the inverse ETF that's double leveraged, I would be very careful. Just as much as it sold off today, 7%, you probably up, 10 to 14%. Amazing. Know when to take profits. Understand that SpaceX is all speculative right now. There's no fundamentals. Yes, it can sell off more. I hope that it does. And if you do choose to take the risk of continuing to short it, just as it might take the risk to go long on it, be mindful of your position size, and please do not use leverage. Do not put yourself in a position where you are borrowing money to trade a super speculative stock. We're all here for the same reason. It's to make money, but at least intraday, you can control it, right? If it begins to turn up against you, you can manage and mitigate risk. If it's down or goes against you, 3 to 5%, you can cut losses. When you carry that position overnight, markets are closed tomorrow. That is the last thing that you want to do. So again, when you look at it on the larger time frames, for sure, it has some upside potential. If you want to buy the dip because you think that it's going to begin to recover, all power to you. Again, it's speculative. It's all momentum based. So if price action does not show that it is in favor of the bulls, I'd be very careful before confirmation. But if you think that it's going to begin to crash, again, also, it's very skeptical. I would take it day by day. But again, that's just me. I know it's a lot more on the conservative side, being a lot more careful. It's just a reminder to beginners. Don't be afraid to take advantage of opportunities. Just do it in a calculated way. I just wanted to make sure that we talk about this because there is a lot of negative light and fear being instilled in SpaceX. I feel like I talked about SpaceX in a very level-headed way as it was rallying up. I said, be careful, don't use leverage for moments like this. So when it loses 20%, that you're not trading or borrowing 2x leverage or 4x leverage, and then, you're forced to sell. Because people might say, oh, well, you only lose money when you sell, and I'm never selling. Well, that's not the case. When you use leverage, and if you're leveraging yourself to trade SpaceX, you're on margin, you can get margin called. What's the point of that? To go long on something at an overbought level just to get forced to sell? At that point now, when you buy back, you're going to have to be able to buy, or you're going to buy back with less money because now you have less money based off of the margin that you used. Now you used more money to lose more money, and now you have less money, and now you won't be able to buy as much. Again, it's speculative. Don't be afraid to make money. Just do it in a calculated way. Watch your position size, watch your exposure. Today, the markets have added over $1 trillion as U.S. stock markets open, and the U.S. and Iran, based off of the U.S. and Iran, have officially signed the MOU to end the war. I thought this meme was kind of funny. It has Elon Musk at the $1.2 trillion net worth, and then it has the president of Iran now worth $400 billion based off of the new agreement. With that being said, one of the big movers today is Intel, and this is after President Trump. I've never seen this before. You guys let me know down in the comment section if you've ever seen it. I want to remind you, not only does the Trump administration, as in our government, supposedly have a 10% stake, but Trump also disclosed that he owns Intel himself, privately. Now he is talking about a partnership that wasn't even announced publicly. He announced it himself on Truth Social. Imagine that. A president promoting a partnership that hasn't even been fully disclosed with the details, but now he's promoting it, obviously knowing that it's going to be a positive catalyst for a company that he is personally invested in. How is that not a direct conflict of interest? But again, people like to try to ignore this. Again, we had such a fun time shorting this. It looks like it's going back up to retest same previous highs. If you didn't tune on into today's live session, message me on Instagram. If you've never watched me trade live before, we shorted Intel. We waited for this thing to pump. It became overbought. I opened up a short position from start to finish. You get to see my entire short, my position size, how I take profits, how I either played it safe or was more aggressive in certain areas. From start to finish, you see me make $5,000. If you want to watch that video, message me on Instagram. It was today's live. It's just a raw live session, especially if you're interested in joining LPP, but maybe you want to watch me trade live before you join. This would be your time to do so. Message me on Instagram. I want to watch today's live trading. And again, my Instagram is the third link in the description down below, and I will send you the video. If I've messaged you on Instagram before and I've sent you a previous live session, I'm not going to continue to send them. You either want to be a part of our LPP team or you don't, right? With that being said, Intel is going back up to retest same previous highs. NASDAQ market is still trying to hold above that EMA and that moving average. We have about, 2.5 hours left. We'll see if markets can continue to remain elevated or if we begin to curl on over and begin to sell off into the close. Remember, if NASDAQ market begins to sell off, everything else will drop with it. One of my favorite stocks today is absolutely getting wrecked. I would love to see, right? Who is shorting MicroStrategy? It is risky because it is technically oversold, but congratulations. You're up 6.47% or 13% if you're in the double leveraged ETF MSTZ. I want to remind you, when in doubt, never be afraid to cash out. Take those profits. It's a 3-day weekend. Markets are closed tomorrow, and we never know what can get announced over the weekend. I hope that MSTR continues to sell off even more, but again, just based off previous patterns, $100 or that $100 range tends to be a general support range. BTC is crashing again. Jeffrey Epstein's coin is falling apart, and I'm all here for it. But again, it does look technically oversold. We can get more confirmation when and if BTC actually breaks below $60,000 per coin. But I love this. I love that speculative assets that truly hold no value other than a bunch of people pumping it, like Michael Saylor saying that it has value, that this thing is falling apart. I think Michael Saylor is down like $8 or $9 billion on his current holdings. And again, he's been someone that's been dollar cost averaging for years. A perfect example that dollar cost averaging doesn't work when it's speculative with speculative assets. You're not investing into a real business. This doesn't produce anything. You're not investing in something like Nvidia or Apple or even Tesla is more speculative, but not as much as Bitcoin. If you own 100% of Bitcoin, what do you own? Some code? It doesn't generate anything. If you own 100% of Nvidia, what do you own? You own a business that generates billions of dollars in revenue and billions of dollars of net profit. Two very different things. So don't ever compare the two because one actually has value and one pretends to. Again, please be careful in a market full of greed. Because think about this. Bitcoin is crashing when markets are at all-time highs. If markets begin to drop, what do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? It's not going to go up, right? It's funny. It calls itself an inflation hedge. But as soon as the dollar begins to go up, Bitcoin begins to go down. I don't know what hedge that is, but it seems like an inverse inflation hedge if I know anything about that, right? NASDAQ market, higher highs, higher lows. Again, I'll do my part in keeping you guys up to date. Semiconductor stocks are really strong performers today. We got Micron Technologies up 8%. Where's the other one? We got Marvel up 12% and strong, higher highs, higher lows. Where is it? SanDisk. SanDisk is also holding at these elevated levels, up 10 to 11%. I do want to say they are very strong today, but very overbought. So just be cautious, be careful, especially over this 3-day weekend. If markets don't remain at these elevated levels and do begin to correct, remember, it's always the most overbought stocks that crash the hardest. When in doubt, don't be afraid to cash out. And again, if you ever want to check out one of our live sessions, you can either message me on Instagram or you can click the second link in the description down below. It's our homepage for LPP, and you can preview one of our previous live sessions just so you can get a taste of what it's like to be a part of LPP as we trade live every morning. Don't forget to plan out your trades using our free risk calculator. You can also figure out your win rate and what it needs to be. And also, we have our economic calendar at the very bottom of our page. So anytime that you want to be kept up to date with the different economic reports that are being released on a daily and weekly basis, again, when in doubt, just click the second link and we got you covered. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that we're in a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Everything is linked in the description down below. Please be very careful when markets are trading incredibly irrational. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team, and happy Thursday.